Hey everyone, Jonathan Blackwood here, Editorial Director of Commercial Integrator. We are here for another 3 questions interview today with George Borden of Sharp NEC. George, thank you so much for joining us today.
Jonathan, thank you. It's a pleasure to be back again.
Yeah, it's great to have you. We're talking all about digital signage and video walls this month, and it's something that's top of mind for integrators with everything that's reopening and starting up again. So, my first question to you is: how can digital signage be used to capitalize on the customer experience and encourage customers to re-enter these spaces that might have been closed or restricted capacity over the past year?
That's an excellent question. I think the big key takeaway word out of that question is experience. And that's the one thing that we want to do in business is give everybody the opportunity to have a great experience coming back into our facility, whether that's a store, whether it's a business environment, because folks are going to have different decisions to make. You have the vaccination crowd that's, immediately standing in line, getting that, wearing the masks, following the rules. You have other folks that are apprehensive to that, and then you have, other walks of life in between. So I think that you have to accommodate for every thought process that's out there from your potential customer and give them a pathway of confidence and comfort, coming into your facility. So if I'm, really concerned about my safety and, I want to make sure that they're addressing that need for me. And if I'm a little lackluster about it, no offense to those folks, but, we need to accommodate for them because they're paying customers as well. Signage can definitely help guide that process and instill those messages in a meaningful way that doesn't offend and actually creates that welcoming type of feel that we want to give to people so that once they leave our store and our business, they can go tell everybody what a great experience they had. And signage can definitely help that happen.
For the last year, digital signage has been used in new and really exciting ways. Particularly, what I'm thinking about is sensor occupancy and heat sensors to allow for testing of at least potential signs of COVID, and to allow to bring large amounts of people through spaces and make sure that their temperatures are all set and make sure that there's not too many people occupying a space that has restricted capacity. That has allowed for customers to really better understand all that digital signage can do. It's not like digital signage wasn't capable of these things. It's just it wasn't utilized for these things. So my question is, what does the future of digital signage look like after this past year that has seen digital signage capabilities open up so much more?
Yeah, that's another great question, and I like the sensor aspect of it because the more additional data inputs that we can bring from a display and contrast that with the message that's being disseminated can give us a lot more intelligence in which to further define that message, refine that message, and maybe realize, is this a good spot for this particular display or not? So I think that being malleable and flexible with placement of displays, like there will still be a lot of usage of carts with displays because fixed environments may not be completely fixed moving forward. So I hate to say this, but if something happens in the future where something repercolates and we have to go into a lockdown measure again, businesses that as fix these things in a stationary way may regret that. We may still have the need to move things around or repurpose physical pieces of real estate within our businesses if we have to adhere to social distancing and other things down the road. So I think being prudent with the placement of signage is definitely a consideration. From a temperature taking standpoint, I've seen that relax somewhat. Resorts are different. I've seen all-inclusive resorts. Take your temperature upon entry, and that may relax as well. But definitely echoing your statement about sensors within displays, that's coming down the road in a big way. I can't tell you which product we have coming down the road because it hasn't launched yet, but this particular product is going to have several different sensors in it. And then we'll be able to wrap that up in a monitoring package for the customer. So definitely it's coming. They want to see these data points brought in. They want to understand, is this the best place for our display? And ultimately, are we giving the right message to the folks coming into the business?
Well, I look forward to hearing about that new product. I know NEC is always putting out really innovative digital signage solutions, but I do want to ask you about a current recent product, the Message Series large format displays. Can you tell us a little bit more about these?
Yeah, the Message Series, a fantastic series of products that we have out, and more specifically, it's the ME, the M, and the MA series displays. And those actually go in a progression of, feature set A, B, and C, and they increase in scale from there. So like the ME series, reading a little bit of this verbatim, we have a 43, a 50, 55-inch, 65-inch model, and it's a 400 nit display. With a variety of different inputs and sensors and things like that. As a temperature sensor built into it, CEC control for your consumer electronics. You can position the display landscape or portrait as you would expect with a standalone digital signage display. The M series, moving up the line, it boasts 500 nits, so you get 100 nit to the plus. A couple different size options in that model. We have 43, 49, 55, and 65. It's 24/7 runtime display, high haze panel, and then it also has a neat joystick design for control in the back. A lot of folks out there will know us for our buttons and the button controls that we have behind the displays, and we're improving upon that with certain models moving into the future, and the M is definitely that. And then lastly, the top of the line in the message series is the MA series. And the MA series, boasts a variety of different features, including our famous SpectraView color engine that can actually guarantee color accuracy. It also has multi-stream transport capability. So if there's a digital signage player that can do multi-stream output, you can daisy chain up to 4 of these displays together and have an independent video signal on each display. So it's actually a game changer in the quick service retail environment, where they don't necessarily have to have a media player associated to each display. And it also has 700 nit capability and a bunch of other great things. And then lastly, any of our displays or projectors from NEC can be managed from the comfort of your desktop with a free download software we have called Naviset Administrator 2. So you simply plug in your NEC display or projector into the network connection, and Naviset Administrator 2 will pull the network and find that asset, and then you can control every bit of the menu functionality from the comfort of your desktop, even including schedules of time and time off. So you can schedule your digital signage network to turn on at a certain time during a day. You can have it turn off at a certain time during the day. And then you can even monitor the temperature sensors and the internals of the product. So MEM and MA series are what we're referring to with the message series, and a lot of interest so far. It's really taking off in a big way. So thank you for asking about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that remote capability is something that integrators and their customers are going to be really excited about, even as companies move to potentially more of a hybrid model. If any of the integrators in our audience wants to learn more about Sharp NEC, how can they find out more about you guys?
You can reach out to me directly if you feel inclined to do that. My email address is gborden@Sharp NEC Displays. That's Sharp NEC-displays plural.com, or you can go to our URL www.sharpnec-displays.com.
Great. Well, George Borden of Sharp NEC, thank you so much for joining us and letting us know about these products and about the digital signage market as a whole.
My pleasure, Jonathan. Thanks for having me on again.